Hey everyone, it's Kelsey here and welcome back to another video. As you can see by the title, I'm so excited because I'll be reviewing the new Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out bronzer and blush. So recently Rihanna just launched 7 new cream bronzers and I believe 10 cream blushes. So on the website, the bronzer is described as light as air, non-greasy cream bronzer formula that is natural looking and gives a soft contoured look. But I was a little confused on like the undertones of the bronzers because I feel like with the powder formula, it had described the undertones. So yeah, I would have just liked for it to list the actual undertone of it, so it just would have been easier for me to choose. This bronzer is described as sheer. I was a little hesitant on getting that one just because I didn't know if it was going to show up on my skin, so we're going to see how Teddy looks. So here is the packaging. It's really cute. Of course, it goes with the whole aesthetic of Fenty Beauty, and this is what it looks like. On camera, it's looking pretty like neutral, almost like Caramel Cutie. Let me put them both together. Caramel Cutie is picking up pretty neutral and Teddy is definitely warmer. And this bronzer on the Fenty Beauty website retails for $32. Of course, I also had to pick up a cream blush. This is what the packaging looks like. So I have purchased the shade Rosé Latte, which is described as a soft bronze nude. This is what it looks like. And I also like how this has a little mirror inside. I think that's really cute. Comparing it to my ColourPop bronzer, they're about the same size. This ColourPop blush, I think their blushes are like $7 to $8, I believe. And this one retails for $20. So this blush pretty much has the same claims as the cream bronzer, having that light as air, non-greasy feel to it with a natural finish. Now that we got all of that out the way, it's time to apply the makeup. So for primer, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer. I would use my regular, the original one, but I ran out. I forgot how smooth and soft this primer is. Oof. For foundation, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Matte Foundation in the shade 345. So I'm going to be using 2 concealers today. The first one, I'm going to use the Revolution Pro Ultimate Crease Proof Concealer in the shade C11.2. Right on top, I'm going to apply the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 330. Okay, now that we have the foundation and concealer on, I'm going to apply the cream bronzer. On one side, I'm going to apply it with this small flat foundation brush, and on the other side, I'm going to use a sponge. And first, I'm just going to press the product into my skin. So this is the side of the bronzer with me just stippling it on. I honestly don't want to buff it in because I feel like it's going to just disappear on my face. What I will do is buff lightly upward just to see how it looks. So right now I'm actually surprised of how well it blended and how pigmented it is, because honestly I thought it was going to be super like sheer, but it's actually showing up as a contour rather than a bronzer. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more and apply it towards my temples. I'm just gonna continue to use like patting, stippling motions because I feel like that is what works and going to give you the most color payoff. Okay y'all, now I see it. I see the warmth now, okay? The bronzer is definitely warming up to my foundation, giving me a bronzy look now. So this is the side with no bronzer and this is with it. I see you, girl. I see it. I see it.
We see each other. We see each other. We good.
I'm also adding some on my jawline and to my neck. Other side, I'm going to use the more round shape of my sponge and dab lightly. I'm not going to like swirl it around it because I don't want to mess it up. And I'm just going to press it into my skin. As you can see, it just gave like a really natural bronze look. But I mean, if that's what you're going for, this would be perfect for you. But I like my bronzer and contour to look more snatched. So we're going to even out the other side with the foundation brush. And I'm just bronzing my nose with the same bronzer. So I'm going to clean off this foundation brush that I applied the cream bronzer with because I want to apply the blush with it on one side and the sponge on the other. This color though, I really like the subtle rosiness of it. Like, it just gives you that mature grown woman blush look. So honestly, I feel like the sponge is absorbing all of the product, which is not giving it its full color payoff. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my finger and lightly dab it just to see how it looks. So applying it with your finger is definitely going to make it way more pigmented. So this is how my makeup looks with no powder. Everything is creamy. So now I'm just going to set the rest of my face. To set my concealer, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So to set the entire look, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Loose Setting Powder in the shade Honey. And going in with a very small amount of this powder, pressing it into my skin. So of course, to bronze up my skin, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Bronzer in the shade Caramel Cutie. So I want to go back in with this cream blush and apply another layer right on top of the powder. I feel like with this particular blush, this is going to cling onto the powder bronzer instead of moving around everywhere, just because of its formula and how well it blends in. since we're using a lot of cream products, I'm going to go ahead and highlight with my ColourPop Cream Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the shade Parasol. We are looking glowy and just ready, okay? So I'm just gonna apply my eyebrows and eye look off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I am back with the whole glam transformation. Of course, I did my eyes and lips off camera. If you wanna know what products I use, I'll be putting it down in the description box down below, so check that out. I think the shade of the bronzer was really nice. I just would have preferred it to be a little bit on the warm side so it can give me more of a warm bronzy look. That being said, I love how it applied with the foundation brush. That's just how I'm going to apply this product from now on. I just love the finish. I love how pigmented and buildable it was with the brush. But with the sponge, I feel like, of course, it just picked up the product and it didn't really do much for my skin. So onto this blush. I really love the way this applied on my face. Of course, again, applying it with the brush is the best way for me to apply it. I'm really happy that I chose this shade. It was between this one and the orange shade. I forgot what that one is called, but I have a whole bunch of orange blushes as it is, so I wanted to try something different with a rosy brown shade, which I feel like will go perfectly with any makeup look. And I also really like the technique of applying it before and after applying the powder products, and doing that technique I feel like is going to prolong the longevity of your blush, especially if you're not going to set this with a powder. You want to make sure you apply it before you set it, and of course apply it after. And I feel like with these cream products, your skin is going to be glowy and have a nice sheen to it, so you want to make sure you use a long wearing mattifying setting spray. And I also want to mention these two cream products would also go perfect with a BB cream or tinted moisturizer, just for a like more natural, no makeup look. I would definitely use the NYX Bare It All tinted skin veil, and I'm in the shade Cinnamon Mahogany. If you're going for that look, I would definitely put this on the blush, cream, bronzer, or you can use your favorite foundation and mix it with a moisturizer. Use that on your skin and apply the cream products right on top for a more natural look. Well, that's all that I have for you in today's video. I truly appreciate you watching to the end. If this video helped you in some way, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.